Singlehood, 4.1. To debt or not to debt? That is the question. What is the answer? Well, thankfully, when you're single, it's about you. And it's on you. No arguments. You get to choose if you want to borrow money. You get to choose what interest rate to negotiate. You get to choose what repayment strategy, and you get to choose what you do with the money you borrowed. It's just you. But it's also just you to pay the interest when it goes from 1% to 7%. It's also just you who gets to repay the principal. And it's also you who gets to live with the result of whatever you borrowed money for, whether it was an investment or an asset class, loses money. That also is on you. Nobody's there helping you pick up the pieces. So think about that with caution. And your best life now and then, if you're sacrificing your future life for today, that's probably not the best option, right? You don't know what your priorities are going to be in 5 years. So remember with some humility and some caution that things do change. And just because you think it's a great idea today doesn't mean it's going to be a great idea tomorrow. I would encourage you to work with somebody that you trust, who knows you very well, and use them as a sounding board before going into debt. And also try to remember some basic principles about debt that we like to use debt for appreciating assets. When you use debt to buy something that's going to reduce in value, then you're going to end up with something that's not worth what you paid for it. And you may end up owing more money than what that object is worth. And that can put you into some tricky situations that you might not find so pleasant. And again, you don't have a partner who can say, oh, you know what, let me pitch in for that. So that's on you. And you need to be taking care of yourself because you're precious and you're important and you matter. Don't sacrifice your future for your today unless you're not going to have a future if you don't make it through today. Building a tribe that makes life better. It's important that you find some people that you can trust, that encourage you, that know you, that wants what's best for you, because I know that we have all made decisions that we looked back later on and we said, what was I thinking? And debt can often be one of those things. If you have some people that you can bounce things off of that you trust, a trusted professional is a great person to add to your tribe. It really does end up resulting in a better future for you. So, takeaways for debt. Remember, you don't have to get anybody else on board. So that gives you a lot of freedom and a lot of opportunity. But be wise. Get some good advice and some good counsel. Remember to leave yourself margin in your cash flow on repaying your debt. If you don't have a plan on how you can repay that debt with some emergency backup, then don't do it. Just don't. And if you're going to use debt to purchase something, try to make sure that it's an appreciating asset, something that's going to gain in value and put you in a better position tomorrow than you can today. And again, go back to number 1 and make sure that you are going to be able to service that debt. And number 3, remember that if you are not having a locked in rate, if you're going to be borrowing with a variable rate, that means that the interest rate can change. Please remember, interest rates go up as well as down. In fact, I think they go up a lot more than down, except for the past 10 years. So please do remember you need to have margin in your cash flow for a variable interest rate on debt. And credit cards, please don't use them if you cannot pay them off at the end of the month. Or use a prepaid credit card, or use a debit card that can act as a credit card. Those are all really good ways to build in safety buffers around using debt. It allows you to live within your means, to spend less than you earn, and to have money left over to enjoy the good things tomorrow as well as the good things today.